Now, it's very common knowledge that this thing is a great gaming laptop, but can it edit? But before we get into that, I need coffee. And why coffee? Because this will be the third time I've done this video. We're kind of in a holding pattern at the moment. Cave 2.0 is currently being built, and as it is, we're still stuck in this box room, and I'm actually filming this on a Logitech C920 webcam. Great quality for a webcam, but yeah, we're better than this. So if this is the first time that you've seen this channel, please don't judge us on this. Anyway, okay, so AO reached out and asked if we would like to take a look at MSI's Stealth GS65 gaming laptop. Now, I wouldn't consider myself a gamer, however, I have grown up with gaming. But the thing is, the most recent game I've probably played is Modern Warfare 3 on the 360. But this might just be my way back into gaming and, you know, the master race, PC. But what I want to find out is if this can actually edit. Most travel vloggers and indie filmmakers, they seem to all use Mac because the portability, the battery life, and the speed of them. But the thing is, there's a lot of people who don't really want to pay the Apple tax and don't have the funds to pay the Apple tax. I'm a Windows user mainly because of funds, and I want to see if a gaming-centric laptop can edit. You see, if this can edit well, it's going to sit sweating in here. Cave 2.0 is not self-facing, thankfully. You see, if I can find a laptop that can edit, that saves a whole lot of problems. Having to understand everything that I need in a machine to make it run as fast as I can and do what I need it to, well, that's just a whole new bunch of stuff that I need to learn. What I need to know is that if something that is gaming-centric can edit well. Now, as I said, I've already done this twice before, but in the interest of science, I have wiped everything from this and we're going to start from scratch. The only thing I've gone ahead of time is I've actually loaded some files, let's have a look, into Premiere Pro, and I've ingested them. Now, the ingesting did take quite a while. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, it's quite simply you take a big file and you make a copy of it and downscale it so it's easier to edit with. Anything like 4K, I always ingest, always. On my own PC, which hopefully is being upgraded soon, I ingest everything purely because it just, well, it can't handle it. Oh, and by the way, if you find this video helpful, interesting, whatever you like, please consider clicking that like button. It really, really helps out the channel. And if you're brand new, welcome. Take your shoes off, put your feet up, but take your shoes off. And maybe subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We have a whole host of upgrades and everything for the channel coming soon. You do not want to miss it. Anyway, back on top. If you are a regular to the channel, you'll know that recently we've been playing with the Mavic Air from DJI. That can record up to 4K at 100 megabits a second. So we thought that some footage from that would be best to put this through its pace. Let's drill down. Hopefully this will stay in focus. So I've taken 4 4K clips, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 30-second sequence. Let's go back there, out, chuck that in from there. And the sequence is going to be created with the actual settings of the video. So that's actually at 3840 by 2160, and the editing mode is Red Cinema. I'm totally just going to switch that to DSLR. Video previews are 1920 by 1080, so that's all good. Changes to preview file, yeah, that's cool, yeah, go, go, go. Okay, cool, so that is the first one. In fact, what I'll do is let's get to the end there, and let's set an out point, and I'm going to queue that up so we know what it's like to render just the one clip. So let's just title that as single clip, and I'm going to output that to the desktop. You really, really shouldn't, but you know, this is just for this. But day to day, you should not be outputting to the desktop. So yeah, don't judge me. I'm going to cue that, but before frame blending, and I'm going to go to render at maximum depth. And here's the biggie: I'm going to code at a constant bitrate of 40 megabits a second. Now, if you don't really understand what that means, I've got a video down in the description below. It's not one of mine, it's a guy called Matt Johnson. He's absolutely fantastic. He's got a channel called Who is Matt Johnson, and who Matt Johnson is, other than being a great wedding filmmaker, is the guy who's going to teach you all about variable frame rates, bit rates, etc. Best export settings out in Premiere Pro, or actually information that you can use no matter what your NLE is. So yeah, check out in the description below for a link to that. If you do go over and check him out, make sure you let him know in the comments that Adam from Musing of a Man sent you. Actually, you can see that it's still ingesting the other files. I thought it was finished. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back and we'll pick it up. Okay, so that ingest is just finishing up now. So I've queued that single video up for render, and I'm going to go back in. So that's file 30. So let's go for 32, chuck that in there, 33, chuck that in there, and 34, chuck that also in there. Now I'm going to trim all those clips to the same. I haven't actually got my shortcuts set up on this, so I'm going to have to go to default and trim them all. Oh god, really? I'm really lost without my shortcuts. I go to effects control and twirl down motion. I'm going to set it to 50. Okay, so I'm going to drag this over here. Come back in a minute. Okay, so there we have all 4 4K videos stacked all in sequence. Now I can't imagine any time that I'm ever really going to need to do this, but this is a test, so I'm going to queue this one up as well. Get that, say that's 4x4, 4x4, and I'm going to make sure that we are at CBR 40, use maximum, and cue that too. And there's the 4x4 and the single clip. Let's see the single clip first. Right, let's hit play. And okay, this is rendering. Just to recap, it's 3840 by 2160. Frame rates is 29.97. Don't know why I'm doing 30 drop frame in the UK. I really need to sort out my settings for the Mavic Air. And it's hardware encoding. It's using CUDA support. You can see that just at the top there. And elapsed time is 27 seconds. And it says remaining 24. That's coming down quicker than actual seconds. So this will be interesting to see actually how quickly this has rendered. It's a 30-second clip, and this has rendered that 30-second clip in, it's going to be doing less than a minute. 54 seconds. That's impressive for a 4K file on a laptop. Oh, did I mention there's a GTX 1060 in here? Oh no. So here's the harder one now. This is the 4x4 4K files. This is a constant bitrate of 40 megabits. I'll fast forward this up. I don't think I'll need to fast forward it too much. Two minutes 47 seconds for 4 4K files all stacked in the same sequence, outputting at 4K at 40 megabits constant bitrate. I mean, that's impressive. A couple of points I want to mention. It's got 2 USB 3.1 ports on the left hand side, a full-size Ethernet, and separate headphone and mic jacks. I like that touch. On the right hand side there's an additional USB 3.1 port, a USB Type-C, Thunderbolt, a full-size HDMI, and also the power adapter insert thing. What's that called? The AEC adapter port. That power port is kind of away from the back, which is a little bit different to what we used to, but I guess it's to make room for the exhaust fans either side towards the back. As I said before, it's got the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 in there. I mean, that's really, really impressive. I'm very, very impressed with that. I'm blown away by it. A couple of things I'd have liked to see. I'd have liked to see a bigger hard drive, but I guess that's available with an additional cost. I would have liked 32 gigabytes of RAM in this. I think it's able to be upgraded, But the problem is with that is that this ships with Windows Home Edition. So Windows Home Edition only supports up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. So if you do want to upgrade to 32 gigs, you're going to have to also upgrade the OS as well, which at the moment is around £119 direct from the Windows Store. Have we found a laptop that can edit? I really, really do think so. I mean, I had to push for 4K to edit on this because, I mean, 1080, any decent laptop out there, a Core i5 or above, is going to edit 1080 no problem. So 4K is kind of where we're going. It's hopefully the way we're going too. Sony a7 III coming soon. Watch this space. Also, with the full HDMI port on the right hand side there, this could be your main driver. If you did a lot of client work and you were working in a home studio or an office setup and you needed to plug in wherever you went, a lot of people do that with MacBooks. You could do that with this. It's a full HDMI. You could just get to wherever you're going and plug that in to the monitor that's there, you know, in your home studio or in your office studio. That could be the main driver. And also with the Thunderbolt in there as well, hook up to a NAS drive or something like that. I mean, literally, that could be your all-in-one. At a risk of asking the question again, have we found a laptop that can run it all? Yeah, I really do think so. It's fantastic. The brightly lit keyboard is, well, you know, it's customizable and it's pretty if you like that sort of thing. For me, not really so much, but it's a great laptop. As I said at the beginning of this, I'm not reviewing this for gaming, I'm reviewing this for editing. And as an editing laptop, well, it's the best one I've seen. As I said before, if you found this video useful, please consider clicking that like button. It really helped out the channel. Even if you enjoyed watching me sweat, because it really is warm in here. If you are brand new to the channel and you like this kind of thing, please do consider subscribing to the channel as well. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming up. And a little bit of a whetting of your appetite as to what's coming up. Possibly a new PC. Sony a7 III coming pretty soon, maybe. And yeah, Cave 2.0, that is in the pipeline. It has been in the pipeline for a long time, but my loving and long-suffering wife Emma, sorry love, thank you for not leaving me, has said we can definitely afford it. I'm still not too sure, but Cave 2.0 will be coming. I think she wants this space for herself. In fact, it's almost definite. Anyway, as always folks, my name is Adam. This is Musing of a Man. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.